That good? Okay. All right. Who's ready for some
low effort content?
That is right. I was feeling completely uninspired today, but I want to put out some content. So today we're going to do a dating thing. We're going to go through the YouTube algorithm. I recorded this intro after I made the video, so it might be a little bit disconjointed, but that's fine because that's the content you can expect from this channel. If you guys want to do me a solid, just like the video right now. Subscribe. 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 Okay, thanks. Let's watch the video now.
Short men don't get women, part 1. I know, I hate saying that too as much as you hate hearing it, because if you're short, then it's almost like a death sentence, at least statistically. However, with that said, there are short guys who do get women. So what are they doing? Here's the first thing they're doing.
Okay, what are they doing?
Be cheating. There are shoes out there that give you 4 inches of height. Look, I'm
cheating
5'10",
like that.
When I leave the house with my boots, with my shoes, I'm 6'1". Do you think they care? No. Do you care if a girl's wearing a push-up bra? No. Cheat right now and handle this versus just complaining about it.
Okay, that's just, It's weird because a lot of people in the manosphere, one of their biggest complaints is that women are liars because they wear makeup and do push-up bras. But I guess if he's saying, hey, if women can do it, men can do it, then I don't have a problem with that. So I'm going to give this a reluctant thumbs up. Good job. Weird that you rephrased as cheating, but got to get the view. So good job.
Every man in here will climb the fence, no matter how high it is, to get to what he really wants. Every man in here will do it.
Okay, Steve Harvey.
Your fist can't be this high. Because if your fist is this high, a lot of men gonna step in your yard, play in the grass, and step right back out. But if you make your fist 12 feet high, when they get in your yard, they have a tendency to stay there because it was a long climb over the fence.
He's right. Men, we hate having to climb over fences. So if like you have a high fence and we get in there, we just won't leave. No matter how fucked up your yard is or how much we fuck up your yard, we're just gonna stay there.
Here's a little tip about girls, okay? Girls love when you put a lot of thought into the date. It's not about how much money you spend. If a girl cares about how much money you're spending on a date, that is a major red flag.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Probably drop her immediately.
Okay.
Girls love when you put a lot of thought into a date because they want to know that you actually care. Things like maybe going and watching the sunset, finding a place with a really good view. My personal favorite for the first date is dinner and a movie, in that order.
Okay.
Because dinner allows you to
get
have
to know
a
the person
conversation with the girl,
all right,
discourse with the girl, and break the ice. Whereas the movie allows you to put your arm around her, break the touch barrier, and just have more of an intimate experience without being overly intimate.
Okay. You know, all right. So that was good. The beginning part was really good, actually. I think, yeah, you should try to typically have first dates where you can communicate the person to get to know them better. Not too sure about breaking the touch barrier. That's a weird way to phrase it. I personally don't touch people who I'm not already in a relationship with at movie theaters because, like, what would be the occasion for that? Like, I'm watching, John Wick. She's not going to be so scared of the gun that she wants me to console her. But first part, good. Second part, yeah, I'm going to give us like a middling. You could do better.
To me and said, Tate, you're a G, but I'm 5'4", and it's hard because girls don't like short guys. And I said, yeah, that's true. This is hard. And you're right. It is a disadvantage. She goes, what should I do? I said, do the exact same thing as if you were tall. Don't try and like walk around with your chest puffed out or nothing. But if you were 6'4" and you go up to a girl and you're only 5'4", go up to the girl because you can't change it. There's no point in trying to imagine some scenario where it doesn't exist, right? Once things have become finalized, once it's binary, once it's 1 or 0, you are 5'4" and that is not going to change. You may as well stop seeing it as a disadvantage and just live your life as if you were the size you wanted to be. I had a guy who came to
oh my God. This is going to sound weird coming from my mouth, but I don't disagree with him on this specific, very specific example. if you are getting the go ahead to approach a woman, or you want to approach a woman and you're insecure about your height, you can't change that. That is very true. That is very true. Too bad this man is a sex trafficker, so I wouldn't take all of his advice, but this one, not terrible. Not terrible. This is strange. Okay, we're gonna be a little egalitarian here, so we're gonna see what the women folk are saying. Things you should never say to a girl, ever.
When it comes to talking to women, some of you don't know when to. I know women can be confusing sometimes, most of the time. And I recently made a video and talks about some of the best things you can say to a woman, so I thought we'd do vice versa. Here are things you should never say to a woman, ever. Starting with number 1, you're overreacting. Yeah, maybe she is overacting, but should you tell her? No. You're wearing that? If you say that to your girl, or you tell her to change or cover up, you're just plain insecure. I can't do anything right. Don't even start me on that one. Can I, like, kiss you?
Wait, what? Okay, the first one, overreacting, I guess, just in general, most people don't want to hear that. So, sure. But then the whole, I can't do anything right. Are you saying that men shouldn't say that to women? Like, I shouldn't tell women I can't do something right? Or I shouldn't tell women they can't do anything right? Because if I can't say it about myself, I feel like we are allowed to sometimes not be these ironclad rocks. And now asking, can I kiss you? What do you mean by this?
That is so awkward. Girl, calm down.
Oh, okay, that's it. It's awkward. Just in all circumstances? Because I feel like if you phrase it a certain way, it's not awkward. It might be kind of hot. Some women like explicit consent. Depends on what kind of girl you are.
Is it like that time of the month? You say that to your girl? Good luck. Oh my god, no way. Me and my ex went here. Sorry, who? Why are you so sensitive? Excuse me? Oh my god, I know exactly how you feel. No you don't. I'm like...
Wait, what? Wait, so I can't empathize with the girl. Bad. Never empathize with women, you guys. If you know, I know exactly how you feel. No, you don't. You could never. How dare you? That's bad advice.
Help! Someone shot me.
Yeah, the same guy shot me too.
Big on, Dale.
Oh, Kevin Samuels. Let's see what he has for men.
One of the mistakes,
oh my God.
I would tell more young men to do this. Keep your head down and eat crap until you're 30. Get out there, fail, try some things. Spend about 5 to 10% of your time dating, all that other kind of stuff. I don't expect you to be a monk. Relationships, love and all that stuff, it may not sound nice, will come later. You really need to know if you can work with this person long term, because we're messy, complex people, and we have to have a higher tolerance for failure.
This is the thumbs down, by the way. That makes no sense. So your advice for men is to eat like crap until you're 30, which might explain why you're no longer here. But your advice is to eat like crap until you're 30, go out and fail, and then spend 5% of your time dating. But then relationships and stuff will come later, and you want to see if you can work with the person that you weren't dating because you spent the first 30 years of your life eating like shit and not dating really. 95% of your time was not dedicated to dating. So you're like, what is the goal here?
The point I was making is,
here we go.
Society isn't convincing the man to marry you. It's not like it used to be where the man believed he had to be married. Society's done the opposite. So it's your job as a woman to make it clear to him that it is worthwhile. Once again, how would you convince a man it's worthwhile for him to say, that's my wife? Status. That's how you do it. This is a misunderstood hack to men as a whole, is status. If you can convince that man, but by marrying you, his status will increase amongst his peers, he's going to do it.
So, again, thank you, Andrew Tate, for going back to your bad, awful takes. Really made me feel good about the earlier stuff. This is bad advice because marriage is not a one-way street, right? It's not the woman's job to convince a man to marry her and then to promise that I will increase your status if you marry me. That's no, right? Like, we marry people ideally because we love that person. We want to spend the rest of our lives with them. Not because it's going to increase your stats. That's bad, Andrew Tate. We shouldn't look at relationships as a value added property here. That's not how they work or function. If you want to marry someone, Marry them because you fucking love them, not because they're gonna make you look better to your peers. That's weird also, right? Getting married for peer validation. That's peer pressure. Not very top G alpha to be giving into peer pressure now, is it? This is just Pearl thinks. What can I expect? Oh wow, she's here again.
The point I was
modern women find 80% of men as unattractive. And so on dating apps, which people will argue that maybe people on dating apps aren't looking for something serious, but that's the number one way people meet. Women only swipe right 5% of the time, up to 20% on the high end in certain studies. So
which studies?
Women are all sleeping with the same guys. Modern women.
Whoa, what the fuck? How does that become the conclusion? Women swipe 5% on men. Therefore, women are all sleeping with the same men. Are they guaranteed to be sleeping with them in the first place? Do they go on these dates with these men? Do dates actually happen? Do the dates lead to them getting laid? Is it a confirmed thing? Like, where are you getting these numbers from? That's just, and this isn't even dating advice anymore. This is just the algorithm. We're just going down the algorithm hole. Let's see what's next. Hopefully no more Pearl, because all her takes are always bad.
I hate to say this, guys.
Oh, bad takes. Here we go.
But I'm just going to say it. You need to de-pedestalize women and make them realize they're not special. You are. Okay?
Misogyny.
And the reason why I say that is because when a woman,
misogyny,
right, is with a man that she knows is better than her, she acts right. But when a woman is with a man that she feels that she's better than, she acts horrible. She's going to make your life miserable because women feel a very strong sense of resentment when they don't feel that they're maximizing their hypergamy.
Yep.
Okay? One more time, Real.
No, please stop. Please. No. Women don't talk about shit like hypergamy and stuff like that. They don't look at dating as like this weird transactional business where it's like, I'm not maximizing my profits here. I'm not getting a high ROI here. What's going on, pal? Like, no. Women are with you because they want to be with you. When you become insecure and start changing up, aka de-pedalizing them, or what the fuck he said, that's when they're more likely to start resenting you. Because, hey, what happened to this nice, sweet guy that I fell in love with? Now he seems to resent me for the fact that I'm me. And they don't like that.
So terrifying with gender equality. I think we need to learn boys to be more sensitive, but also...
Okay, again, this is dating advice from men. And notice how we went from just somewhat decent advice to bad advice to straight up Jordan Peterson.
Become more self-confident.
The problem with that is the data indicate that the consequence of the policies that you're promoting have maximized the differences between men and women. Because there's only two reasons that men and women differ. One is cultural and the other is biological. And if you minimize the cultural differences, you maximize the biological differences. So
what the fuck does that mean?
On average, men are more interested in things and women are more interested in people. And that's actually the biggest difference we know of psychologically between men and women. In order to become an engineer, you have to be extraordinarily interested in things rather than people. Well, most of those people are men. And if you want to become a nurse, well, then you have to be much more interested in people than you are in things. And most of those people are women. And so you get differences in occupational choice that are mostly due to biological differences. And you cannot minimize that by social engineering.
Okay, what the fuck? He says the differences between men and women are biological and cultural. But then when he goes on to details, it's a cultural thing. There's nothing biological about men that make us more interested in things than people. Those are our views cultivated by our society and cultures. Men are geared to be in more of these kinds of fields because our society funnels men in that direction. Like we actively discourage young boys from being in touch with their feelings, from focusing on interpersonal relationships because we want them to focus on building shit and whatever. That's not a biological imperative. That's just societal conditioning. And then he says, if you minimize one, you maximize the other. You're not maximizing biological. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Be submissive when I need to be submissive.
Okay, let's go into a dream world, right? I have to tell you. Let's say me and you are walking down the street and some guy robs your purse and runs away. And he punches you in the process. And I just stand there looking at what's going on. And then you have to scream at me to say, go get him. And then I think about it and then I go get him. What's more attractive? You screaming at me to go do my job, or I just react and punch him and get your bag back for you?
If you're a man, you're gonna do it regardless.
Thank you. If you're a lady, you're gonna shut up regardless. Ooh, that's the point. That's the point.
Gotcha, bitch.
See how it's unattractive when you have to tell the other gender to do their job?
Look, listen.
Okay, so oof, this is typical of Myron and most of these kinds of content, where it's just, I'm gonna take it to a dream world, aka I'm gonna make up a fantastical scenario that most people will never find themselves in. Okay, you see how the man, he takes your purse, and for good measure, he punches you in the face, and then he pisses on you. I then just wait a moment, and you have to tell me to do my job. And it's very important for him to phrase it as a job, because that's why he could do the gotcha, which is, see, and women need to shut up, because that's the woman's job, is to shut up, right? And that is a false equivalence. That's not the same thing. It's no one's job to do anything. But also, I would hope that if someone were to beat up your partner, you wouldn't just stand there. You might help your partner. You might get the guy who did it. You might do anything other than freeze.
Smash on the first night. Is she wifey material or no?
How am I gonna get in trouble? Let me think about it for a second. The woman has the power the whole way through the dating because she's in charge. She's the prize, you want her. The first time that power dynamic changes is after you sleep together. Because now, if she doesn't keep you in a relationship, she's just a one-night stand or a hoe. What I have learned in my experiences, if you're dating a girl that she's in charge and you sleep together on the first night, and after you sleep together, don't ignore her, don't be a dickhead, but just kind of reduce your attention by 65%. How are you? Yeah, I'm good. You? Shorter replies, more delays, etc.
Yes.
Well, here's what you learn. A good woman will then up her game and try harder to keep you because she doesn't want to just go sleep with some other guy because she slept with a guy. It's a big deal for her. She has a pure heart. If you cut your attention down on a bitch and she just goes, well, fuck it, I'll go fuck someone else, then
She did you a
ain't
favor.
worth shit. It's the first time they'll be the one chasing you if you do it right. And then you can tell if you have a good one.
If a woman is sleeping with you on the first date, that means you also slept with her on the first date, right? So there was a mutual attraction or interest there. So for you to just be like, now I'm going to be like, whatever. Oh, I'm good, whatever. Why would she want to pursue that? If now in her mind, you devalued her because she slept with you on the first date, why would she want to prove herself to you? You are also not someone worth proving your value to. If your opinion of me changes, doing an act we both consent to doing, because it was on the first date, which is just arbitrary bullshit, why would she feel compelled? She's a good woman now if she chases after you? Why? So you feel like a man? That, oh, the girl wants me? She already showed that she liked you because she slept with you. There's some level of interest there. So just keep doing what you're doing. Like, all of his advice, for the most part, besides that one we saw, bad. Most of the advice from these dudes are bad. Also kind of weird how the YouTube algorithm suddenly goes to just like real like manosphere real quickly. Like, it started with like generic results and then went immediately Jordan Peterson, Andrew Tate, Pearl, all that stuff. Which is weird. That wasn't the point of this video, but now we can kind of surmise that, yeah, even looking up dating advice from men is so dominated by the manosphere that only after like 1 or 2 videos, you start seeing other types of content like debunking feminism. I skipped through some other ones, but they were talking to Piers Morgan about being transgender, all this other stuff. It's this weird pipeline on YouTube that just starts off with dating. And that's because a lot of the dating content is being produced by these fucking red pillars. And so I don't know if I have to make dating content to counteract that. But man, the YouTube algorithm for dating is weird. Now we're just the shorts. That wasn't even like actual full-length videos. Wild. YouTube's got to do better, or we have to do better as a society. I don't know. My brain's not working anymore. I looked up too much red pill stuff. So like, comment, subscribe, and share, and maybe my pain will be useful for other people so they can avoid this.